Everybody knows who I am, and thanks to Brum, everybody knows what I do. And, lots of times people in my field tend to forget how important it is to approach our jobs with seriousness and compassion and real diligence. And now that I'm reminded of that, I think I'm going to quit. But that really feels good to hear, and we don't really tell ourselves that enough. My memory of Brum, I think everybody in the family would agree that he sort of acts as as far as the siblings are concerned, he sort of acted as all of our protector. And I think I'd sort of just let you all know a few of my memories of when I've enjoyed that feeling. And I think the earliest memory, I'm being serious for once in my life, was when I was going to first elementary school, like most often kids are. I was afraid to go, and he's protecting me now from those rats. I understand why there's a need for what I do. I'll catch you later. I also remember about 5 years ago, I think it was, we were skiing up in Santa Fe, and that was the last time, may have been the first time I ever tried the 180s. Usually I'm 170s or 160s, and there's a reason why I should be on 160s or 170s. And I went skiing, and I was trying to keep up with this woman, and she said goodbye, and Brum was there to help me after I fell down and nearly broken my leg. There were, I'm distracted because I didn't expect you all to laugh at me like this. But there are just a lot of other times that I know he's protected me and John and everybody else in our family, and I'd really like to thank you for that, for taking care of me and people who I'm really close with. And I'm also, I was going to get up here and joke and say that the reason you got married in Alaska is because you know that we would have talked Judy out of it. But I think we know that while Judy is getting you're getting a good deal, Judy is too. Now, I'm really happy about the way this has gone today, and I'm really happy about the way your life is going. It's just everything's going good for you right now.
Right.
And I'd like to say something else I've learned recently is after meeting Adam Taylor, I know that I don't have the weirdest set of friends in the family.
You guys are probably shocked that I'm volunteering too. We were talking a little bit how Brum was protector, and I need to tell you, Brum's protective nature goes so far that sometimes it seems kind of bizarre. Like, I'm going to tell the story, Brum. I know you're going to tell the story. You tell the story all the time. I've heard it. But it's the truth. It's the truth. And what's great about it is it gets larger every time, like that fishtail, In the end result of it, I learned a lot from it, and then I'm going to say some good things. But so, I'm in first grade, right? And he's in 6th grade, and Tony's in 3rd grade, I think. Then this guy here, he was in 4th grade. So we all go to we live in the same neighborhood. And we go to the bus stop.
Now,
No, this is all true. No, you were in 5th grade, I'm sorry. We all go to the bus stop together, okay? I'm in 1st grade, right? I just started school. I'm breaking from mommy and everything. So we go there, and it's like, oh, man, I'm going to school with all these big guys, I've been waiting for them to come home in afternoons for so long. It's great that I get to go somewhere with them. So we go to the park, and we're waiting for the bus to start, and they start picking on me. And they keep picking on me and picking on me and picking on me. And it goes on for months. Okay, and it's this guy right here and his buddy Stanley Miller, and guess who else is leading them? This guy right here. And it gets so bad that my mom has to tell him to stop, and he won't stop, so my mom makes him take me to the other bus stop on the other side of the neighborhood. And the protection thing was like, what he protected me from is you can't trust anybody, even people here. No, but seriously, you know, I think a lot has been said about how Brum is there for you, you know, and I got to tell you, when I was in Minnesota, and throughout my career, it's always nice to pick up the phone and have them there, you know, because it's nice. I didn't mean to do this, just a second. Okay, enough about Brum. I think some of you have known how Brum and Judy met, at least, and many of you have mentioned it to me, so I think everyone should know who doesn't know. Judy and I were working together. She started working at the firm where I work in December of 1993, I believe.
Sounds good.
In any event, so we had a Christmas party, and Judy showed up with a friend, and you know, I had told Karen, I said, hey, there's this new woman who started there. She's Brum's age, you know, she might be single, she's good looking, this is a good thing. And Karen goes, well, Brum's in San Francisco, she's in Los Angeles, you know, long distance relationships, they never work. And I go, I know, let's just see what happens. So she shows up with this guy at the Christmas party, and I'm thinking, uh-oh.
Wait a minute, he is.
And you know what this means? No, I'm just playing. No, this guy was a good guy. But immediately I said, hey, what's going on with this? I asked you, and I barely even knew you. So is that your boyfriend? No, we're just friends. Like, okay, good. And as that night wore on, Judy and I had a good time together, and she was just so affable and fun that I thought, God, she barely knew some of these people. And I work at a firm with a lot of very conservative people, to say the least. Well, not just lawyers. I mean, religiously they're conservative. And Judy just kind of, she didn't understand that, and she just kind of, I'm going to be myself, and I just really liked her for it. And all of a sudden I started thinking, God, this could be a really good thing, and I started having a strange feeling about that I was going to know Judy for a while. So February came around, and we were getting ready to go visit Brum, Karen and I. We went up there a lot when we were living in Los Angeles, and here we were living in San Francisco. And I had talked to Judy a lot since then. She had helped me on some things, and I learned from her that she had traveled a lot, so she was a adventurous person. I said, hey, we're going up to visit my brother. No big thing, you know, no strings attached, you know, just maybe you can meet him. He's single, he's a good guy. I told him how much money he made. I told him, you got to get these things taken care of. A lot of zeros. We're talking big dollars. And so she goes, sure, I'll go.
I want to marry him now.
Too late.
Oh, well.
And so she said, sure, I'll go. And we went up there, and, you know, it was just a great deal. They just clicked. You know, it was, they just clicked. And
didn't you stay for 2 weeks then?
Exactly. I love talking about myself so much I forget the most important part about the story. No, but she did end up staying for a week. A week. And we went back, you know, on Monday, and it was longest blind date in history. But, you know, being as close to Brum as I am, as I think you can see that I almost broke up, I really always wanted him, like I want Tony, you know, to find somebody that's very special. Adam, Tony's over here. Well, hi. My phone was going this way. Never ends. See the protection thing? It's keeping. No, but I wanted him to find somebody that Brum is type A. He likes to have a lot of fun. He's driven. He wants to. When it's time off from work, he wants to go do things. He doesn't want to sit and watch TV. And Judy's very much like that. And it was a perfect match. But then there's a lot of compassion there, and I just am very happy about that. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else?
Well, I'll step up there.
Oh, we're in trouble now. I need to introduce Mike.
47 years ago.
As you know, Mike was in the 5th grade. He's still in the 5th grade, unfortunately.
But he's a good guy nonetheless.
Mike grew up in our neighborhood, and we consider Mike a brother. We really do. What's your last name again? Okay.
Actually, I have to correct John because, you know, I'm older than Tony, so I was actually a year ahead of Tony. I think he had Tony in the 6th grade and me in the 5th. So.
No, I said he was in the 3rd grade.
I'm not that much older than Tony.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mike.
That's okay. Stay down.
You can see he's like a brother.
As Brum said, I grew up in the neighborhood with the Darling brothers, and actually the entire Darling family. And you know, I remember Brum mentioned earlier a guy named Reed Upton, and one day Reed and I, when I was about 6 years old, we used to get together a lot, and we were buddies before the Darlings ever showed up. And one day he came down to my house. We lived on 14th Street, and Reed lived further down the block, and he said, "Hey, there's a new family that moved in Los Alamos." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, there's 3 boys." And I said, "No way." Because in our neighborhood, that was a big deal. You know, we like to get together, we like to do things as boys and things like that. And so he said, "Yeah, come on down, let's go down." And so I went down and with Reed, and I don't remember all the specifics about the introductions and everything, but before I knew it, I was down there quite a bit, spending a lot of time there. And I think at one point or another in our lives, we've been close to one another, you know, at one point or another. And the thing that I want to say is that, you know, we've kind of all gone our separate ways to some degree, but I think we still stay close because we have this spiritual bond that we developed, you know, while we were together. And you know, Brummy was the guy that was probably our big brother, you know, more than anything else. I mean, he was the one that when we went to play baseball at the park, you know, he taught us how to play. When we went to play football, he taught us how to play because he knew everything. You know, you know, and so we kind of look up to him, even though I can kind of look down on him now because I'm a little taller, but you know, yeah, a little bit fatter too. But you know, I really did a lot of growing, and as I grew in that household, Mr. and Mrs. Darling took me in and kind of made me an adopted son, and have included me in a lot of family events. And I know that we don't get together a lot, but you know, I consider them a part of my family, and everybody, Karen included. You know, yes, you too, Karen. You know, and it really is a marvelous family to be involved with, and I've really appreciated the love and the kindness that they've extended toward me. And you know, I'm really happy for you, Judy, even though you had to marry Brum. You know, he is the one that keeps everything in order. And I'll give you an example. This is a good story because I got married about 4 years ago. And my wife works for the power company in the state of New Mexico. And she had an opportunity to go to a convention out in San Francisco when Brummy was living there. This is before you all met. This is ancient history. And so we had kind of worked it out with Brum that he was going to, you know, put us up in his apartment and show us the city and take us to some different places. And so she got there before I did, and he went and picked her up, and we talked about the compassion and things like that. And you know, he certainly extended his arm out to her. He didn't know her very well, extended his arm out to her and opened up his house to her. That really made a big deal to her. She really felt really happy about that, really felt comfortable. The thing I wanted to tell you about, though, was when we got up the next morning, I flew in Friday. She was there all week. She met him Friday afternoon. He picked her up at a hotel, went back to his apartment. When I got there Friday evening, she showed me this typed out list of places we were going to go see the next day. And the thing that I love about this is that, you know, I'm a person who's, you know, if I give you directions, I'm going to tell you to go, about 2.5 blocks, maybe 3. You know, drive down to the corner, take a right, you know, drive a couple of miles, take a left. He had the exact steps. Okay? You're going to take 25 steps, turn right, and you're going to catch the bus. Now, make sure that you get in the middle of the bus, because that's the best way to get off in Chinatown. So that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of person he is. It's kind of funny and it's kind of humorous, but it's also something that shows you exactly his caring and his you know, his openness to me. And you know, I really appreciate it, because like I say, you know, I've been close to all 3 of these guys at one point or another, and you know, I enjoy the love that we share in our families, and congratulations. All right. You did a great job.
I want to tell a few little stories about him too. And I'll tell the true ones.
Everything else you've heard.
All mine were true.
And, you know, you've heard a lot about our family, and Mary and I really are proud of our children. proud and happy that they've chosen you. He's chosen you. We really love him. We're really pleased. Very happy. And our daughter Mary, who's heard all the boys, here's our daughter